Well, I was quite interested in when you were talking about the time you were in the Army and what you went through trying to pray then for certain answers in your life. And I was wondering if you could elaborate on that, because it sounds kind of simple, and yet...
Well, it was gut-wrenching, really. The reason I mentioned it just out of the blue, to tell you the truth, I hadn't planned it or scripted it. It just popped out. But I remember very definitely looking back on the fact that I was wrestling with God in a way that I had never before or since. And it had to do with my future. What am I going to do? I had no clear vision of what I was supposed to do. I knew I was going to get out of the Army, and some of the ambitions that I had had before, they weren't toward the priesthood. They were toward a secular life of success, and yet something was tugging at me. I was a draftee in the Korean War, so I was not an officer and I was not a chaplain. I was just grinding it out. As a matter of fact, I was an MP for a year and then ended up as a chaplain's assistant. But what I experienced was basically the struggle of doubt and insecurity and fear, and gradually I came to a realization that what I really wanted was to be a priest, but I was so afraid of it that I couldn't allow myself to admit that I wanted it. And it wasn't as though a light came down and hit me and said, be a priest. It was a gradual discovery that if I trusted God's strength and walked on the water, he would take care of me. And basically that's what happened. It was a kind of surrender to a desire that I had going for some time, a desire to do something really meaningful with my life that I couldn't quite put into words, And so there was this eventual surrender. And once I did, I said, yes, get off my back. I will. Once that happened, everything changed. It was a tremendous relief. I felt I was on the right track. I've never regretted the decision. I've had tough days. I've had days when I maybe thought about moving to Nebraska, becoming a farmer or something. But fortunately, with God's help, I got through that. So I don't know. I think some people have to go through periods of great struggle. I'm at the end of a long period. I'm 65 now as we speak. And I've grown and learned, and I've picked up things that have helped me in my prayer life. And so with that basically as my guide, I kind of pass it along to other people so that maybe some of the pitfalls they won't have to go through.